this is getting into what I consider some of the most dramatic parts right in here. Because you see how dark it is now? It's like it's almost never daylight in here unless it's straight up, you know, noonday, because you're tucked in between the little steep knobs and things. There was a huge rock slide somewhere. I'm not sure where it was. I think I remember where we passed it at one point, because I believe they put up a bunch of screen, like big mesh screen and stuff to keep the rocks from falling down now. But there was a huge rock slide that closed this whole pass off for about, gee whiz, it must have been 6 months. I guess we're coming up on it here sort of somewhere. And it totally crippled commerce going east to west. I mean, they had to take some crazy little strange mountain routes to get, you know, from Tennessee, from points west of North Carolina over here. And this is, Interstate 40 is like probably one of the most important interstates in America. And there are a lot of very important highways, but from east-west across what we call the mid-Atlantic into the heartland, this is it. This is the road that gets you through there. So very heavy traffic through here. I'm coming through at 7:54 on a Saturday morning, so it doesn't seem like it's heavy, but there's as you can see, there's a lot of trucks and things that come through. It's a rest area over there. So yeah, here's some of the places where you can see the rocks would easily come tumbling down. You can see what they had to cut through to get over here. There's a lot of water still coming through the rocks. That's what loosens them up. Little waterfalls and stuff that come off of it. That's what causes the rock slides typically. A lot of times after big rains, you know, or extended periods of rain, you'll have rocks come loose and come tumbling down into the road. But it's seriously, that one time we had this big rock slide, it was the whole side of a mountain that seemed to slide off. You can see here's a sign that says falling rock. So it can happen. Just got to kind of watch out. I've never seen one fall, but I have up where I come from, and up the higher parts of the Appalachians, higher than here. I've been driving along the road. There's a rock that's fell off, and you'll just see one lay in the middle of the road. Sometimes you can just run right into it if you're going too fast, especially on a foggy morning. I could do a whole lot better job shooting this video, folks, but so I'm just trying to give you a sense of what it's like, those of you who have not been through here. I think it's quite a pretty drive. These places where I'm going east again, it just, the sun just blinds you, you can't see it. My windshield's too nasty. It's like, this is what's crazy, is I'm going almost due east now, and I'm headed west. So you can imagine the little, like say, twists and turns that you have to make to get through the mountains here. These bushes that have little purple flowers on them, I'm not exactly sure what that is. Some of you botany people can tell me. I'm not sure what those crazy things are. Let's get around our truck buddy here. So we can see we're at exit 7 here, which means we're 7 miles from the Tennessee border. In North Carolina, the highway mile markers are indicative of how many miles you are from state lines. Sometimes they're from how many miles you are from where an interstate section begins. Like for instance, when I'm riding down 485 in Charlotte, I might be at mile marker 3. I'm at 3 miles from the terminus of it. Here's where the rock slide occurred. And there's how they've put up screens and stuff to, in the future, keep the rocks from sliding off there. Maybe it's to catch them and deter them a little bit, so I don't know how effective that would be. So you can see this is kind of a crazy, cool little deep area here we're going through. The people that designed the road here really were ingenious. I mean, they had to really look at the contours of the land and somehow or another figure out a way to get through. Because, so imagine now, you know, all this that we've been driving through here, imagine Daniel Boone and Davy Crockett and people like that, you know, coming up with passes. You know, the Cumberland Pass is amazing, folks. If you've not been through the Cumberland Pass, you know, these guys on horses moving just, you know, let's face it, you know, I'm going 63 miles per hour, maybe going 2 miles per hour sometimes because of the terrain being so bad. They figured out how to traverse these mountains. And like I say, these are not like the Rockies, I realize that. These are much older, more worn down mountains. But you can see, it's not easy to, you know, imagine taking your horse and having to go up through that, you know? You have to find a pass. And so the Cumberland Gap, which is farther to our north, is amazing. And to me, this is no less amazing. This is a modern creation. I'm not sure what time, when this portion of I-40 was opened up, probably 60s or 70s, maybe early 70s or mid 60s, somewhere along in there. My dad remembers when it wasn't here. This, I think, is, now here's our tunnel, okay. So when we come out the other side here, we'll be close to the Tennessee border or maybe right at it. So here's what this looks like. It's pretty cool. It's not a huge long tunnel, maybe 3/4 of a mile, something like that. Maybe not even that far, maybe more like a half a mile. Yeah, about maybe even a 1/4 mile. It just goes through a very tough little portion there they could not have done otherwise. Still don't think we're quite in Tennessee yet, but we're very close. I hope my camera work here is not so bad that it's, like I say, not an enjoyable video to watch. Now the sun's back behind us. It was straight in front of us. Crazy. To me it is. I don't know. You know, most folks are used to getting on an interstate highway and the sun either being behind them or in front of them or to the side of them. And you go this piece of road and you just don't know where, you don't know what direction you're going. You're going north, south, east, west, ultimately to get west. But it's a tricky, little twisty mess to get there.